Good afternoon, and welcome to Money Health TV. My name is Jay Mattier,
And my name is Robert Thomas.
and today we've got a topic for you that is of interest to a lot of people, and it is, are minority businesses and small businesses going to actually recover due to COVID-19? I mean, are we really going to recover? It looks like about 50% of the businesses are not going to be able to reopen. And that is going to be devastating to our economy. I mean, with the lack of insurance, with all the disparities that we have, healthcare, stress, mental health, systemic racism, poverty, and now to add this on top of it, it really seems like there's an issue that needs to be addressed with the urgency of everything else that's going on. Robert?
I could not agree with you more. However, I wanted to add this caveat, and that is if we dwell on the negative, which is the reality of everything that you said, more than 50% of the businesses will not survive. However, to bring a positive spin to the conversation, I'd like to say that, yeah, it's shocking, it's bad, but we as people of color, I don't understand why we expect anything different. So what we need to do is do what we do when we get our backs put up against the wall. And I think that if we look at the positive side, if we look at history, if we look at things we've done in the past and implement some of those practices, that more than 75% of the businesses can survive by using creative techniques such as, factoring with their receivables to get cash flow coming in, to, in fact, lease products instead of buy products to make the manufacturing portion of their business, if they have that, more efficient, to actually not have to pay the full amount of a product. You can lease a product where you only make the first payment. If in fact you in fact go to your vendors and allow your vendors to become your bank versus going to the regular bank, and to take advantage of this new I should say financing idea on the market, where we're talking about actual crowdfunding. And so you could do crowdfunding, and they have 7 different categories that allow you to generate money from people who have like interests in the services that you may provide. And also, last but definitely not, no, I would say last and least, credit card. You could use credit cards creatively, understanding that they can get you in trouble, but if you have a $20,000 credit line, you can actually, a portion of that is for cash advance. So you can use those cash advances to get you there. So those are just a few, and I wanted you to respond to those, but I have one that I'd like to mention as soon as you finish commenting on those that I've identified as creative means to deal with.
Yes, those are alternative methods of financing. And we really have to look to that, because one of the things that's disturbing to me is that we're looking to the government. And we all know that government funding does not work for the small businesses, for minority businesses. Look at the stimulus package. The stimulus package, the money's already gone. We're on round 2 or 3, looking at 4, and nothing has made it to the ground level. The personal protection plan, the payroll protection plan, no minority or small businesses have gotten any of that money. The problem is that if you don't have a relationship with the bank, then you're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to get a seat at the table. I mean, the banks, the big banks, they deal with big corporations. They deal with companies, with public companies. They deal with companies that are funneling millions of dollars to their banks, and they're not interested in helping anybody else other than those companies. You might have some advantage if you go to a smaller bank, which you might have started a relationship with, but the chances are the percentage is high that you're not going to be approved. The next alternative, which seems to be in favorable to small businesses, is the online banking. But the issue with online banking is high fees, high interest rates, sort of a predatory lending phase. I mean, most of the small business in the minority community have been bootstrapped. I mean, they save their money, they take money out of their 401k or retirement, which they shouldn't do. They take equity out of their homes and they go on and they just start these businesses. And I'm talking about businesses that have less than 50 employees. Another thing that's misconstrued is the definition of small business. When you look at the definition of small business, if you look at those numbers and those statistics, there's no way that they're talking about small business or the micro businesses that really support the community. So we've got to look at some alternatives to that. And another thing, the corporations are getting most of the money, and it's almost like they're double dipping because they're turning around and getting contracts to supply the ventilators and the masks and the gowns and all the products that a small business would have the opportunity to get in there and recover, not getting reached.
So again, take all of that and say, I'll make this comment with a challenge to the community. I'm new to this Charlotte community, came here to retire, but my challenge is up to $100,000. I'm willing to challenge and try to find some people who, in fact, will put up a matching amount up to $100,000 and start with 5 people. If we all put in $100,000, we in fact have $500,000, and we now take our commitment and go to our local churches and say, you're sitting on equity in the value of your church. Take a portion of that and match our $500,000, and to do things for immediate creation of a loan pool. And as we create that immediate loan pool to loan to members of a particular church that have a small business, we control our own fate. And at the same time, once we're working that, we can parallel process and actually now go apply with all those partners, 10 individuals with $500,000, 5 churches with $500,000, and we can go apply and secure the license for CF, okay, Community Finance Corporation.
CDFI.
Yes. And so we actually apply for that. Or if not, we go for a credit union, start our own credit union, where we can actually change the criteria of what we approve. You know, most banks use the 4 C's. They use cash, they use collateral, your credit, and character. Well, we can change the parameters or the height of that hurdle you have to jump by making our own parameters based upon the character that we know our people to be in, that are people we worship with every day. And the Calvary is not coming. So we can complain about what the situation is, or we can take the situation and change it. And I'm willing to commit here on, I guess it's public TV here in North Carolina, and say that up to $100,000, I'm in. And so if there's anybody watching this little broadcast and they want to join with us, let's do it. And we can immediately start solving some of our own problems and grow it to deal with it in the near and upcoming future, because we will be in charge, we will be on the board, and we'll determine what the criteria is, and not have to have done to us what happens to us all the time, which has been happening to us all our lives. But you need to figure a way around it and not whine about it. And I'm here to challenge you to do something.
You know, it's interesting that you mentioned churches. Churches have been the anchor in the minority communities forever. And it's, you know, being able to bring them to the table, because churches can mobilize thousands or 10,000s of people. When you're talking about looking for a seed for a community loan pool, if that was mobilized by the churches and community-based organizations and nonprofits, little money over a lot of people, the volume. So you've got tens of thousands of people. The amount can be small, but the impact would be great. So it's really a great idea to look at and to try to figure out how to do this, because we've got to come to the table. We've got to make our own table. We've got to bring our own table, bring our own ideas and resources in order to take care of ourselves. Because like you said, Robert, the cavalry's not coming.
No, and again, to assure people to allay their fears, it's nothing new. It's been done before. Don't forget Black Wall Street in Oklahoma. Now, you know, once we start growing it and get big, the same results may happen. They may try to burn us out and bankrupt us. But at least
correct.
we'll have some businesses.
Black Wall Street. And we've come along further now with technology and resources than we've ever been. So this is really the time for us to put it together. That's a great opportunity. So if you'd like to talk to us more about this, we can be reached at J. Mattier and Associates. The phone number is 877-963-4863. That's 877-963-4863. Or you can reach us by email at jma@consultant.com. Our website is www.jmacoaching.com. Or you can reach us at our new location in South Park at 6000 Fairview Road, Suite 12, Charlotte 282, Suite 1200. It's new. I got to get that. 1200.
I know.
28211. So we look forward to hearing from you, and let's do this. I mean, the only ones that are going to take care of us is us. It reminds me of FUBU. It's got to be for us, and it's got to be by us in order to do the things that we need to do to take care of our families and our community. So until next week, remember, your money health is the key to your wealth. We look forward to seeing you next week. And until then, God bless.